I'm Rob Cook with Bamert Seed Company. I'm the Director of Business Development. And we're going to visit a little bit today with Brett. Brett, you want to tell us a little bit about yourself, a little bit of your background, and kind of how you came up to the company to be the president today?
Absolutely. So I'm Brett Bamert, president of Bamert Seed Company. And I guess you can say I was born into it. So grew up my entire life kind of working out in the production side of the seed business. Didn't really know a whole lot of what went on in the office. Mainly on the tractors and combines and harvest equipment. Hoed my first field when I felt like I was 5, but Dad tells me maybe I was closer to 10. Had a good time growing up in the business. Went to Texas A&M University, got my bachelor's in economics there, and came back and started on this seed company aspect of the business, and really found my passion in the seed company side of it, and decided to focus there and enjoy it every day.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, with folks that deal with you day to day or any interaction with you, that really comes across. That lifetime in the seed industry is noticeable and appreciated. And we talk a lot amongst each other about how bright the future is for Bamert Seed Company. We don't always do a great job of letting people know why that is. So share a little bit with me about the history of the seed company and what it means to you specifically.
Yeah.
And then maybe how that's prepared us to get to where we are today and where we're going.
Yeah. So there's obviously a lot of weight, I feel like, on the company's shoulder, being a third generation business. I got to work with my granddad quite a bit early on, and he tell me all sorts of things and remember this and do that and don't forget about this, and just from all his many years of experience. So I feel like I need to do the generations before me right and continue on the legacy of what we're trying to build here. And part of growing up in it was to see where we're coming from, or where we came from, at least for 35 years, and help kind of allow that to build the vision of where we're going in the future. And a lot's changed. I think we're pretty progressive. We've continued to think about what challenges are coming down the pike instead of trying to be reactive and addressing those after the fact. We try to project those out and have successfully, I feel like, for the most part, been able to head those off early enough to really make some major changes in the organization as the market has changed, to help maintain our relevance in the industry and what we're trying to accomplish. And so the major aspects and the things that I'm thinking about specifically is people. I think we've really developed and attracted the best team in the country. Everybody's got years and years of experience with them walking in the door. They're not here to sell seed. We don't have to train them to sell seed because we're not in the seed selling business. We're in the business to help landowners be successful on their projects, or a contractor to be successful. And so to be able to have a team that can come in and offer their expertise in a way that's not, I'm here to help sell you seed. It's, hey, I care about all the other things that are going to help you be successful, and that's what we're here to do. So from a sales team's perspective, I'm extremely proud of that, and I certainly feel like we've made major strides in that and have the best team in the country. On the production side, I feel like we've done the same thing. We've hired Jeff King, and Jeff has done a phenomenal job of raising the bar on our production side. We have cleaner, better fields than what we've ever had before. He is 100% focused, has the expertise to continue to produce more and more fields. That's really the big ask, I think, over the last 10 years of our production farms is, so instead of growing 80 different species, we want you to grow 120 different species, but we don't want you to do that in 200 different fields. And so just the management, the lift to manage that whole thing has been huge. And the production team has done a phenomenal job of picking that up and running with it, and does a great job of weed control, getting things harvested on time to make sure we have really high quality seed to provide to the market. I would have to include the processing team in that as well. Jeff and them do a great job of bringing good, clean seed to the warehouse, but there's still a lot of work on that side too. And we've invested not only in the people there, but also in our facilities and processing plants. And so we've built 2 new ones over the last 10 years. And so that helps ensure that we also have the cleanest seed in those bags. When they're stamped and branded Bamert Seed Company, our customers know what they're getting. And so I'm really proud of them and their team and how they continue to raise the bar and elevate the quality of seed from the seed testing perspective as well.
Yeah, agreed. You mentioned Jeff and what his leadership has brought to the company. Talk a little bit about the addition of Manuel, and his leadership and what his team's able to accomplish, and then kind of how those 2 groups work together and how that's all integrated in with the sales team.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Manuel coming in we were running 1 cleaning plant, I guess maybe 2 when he showed up, but probably not very successfully. But he really came in and took the old plant that seemed to be broke down more than it was running, and was like, man, guys, we've got to fix things right. And so that's the thing I most appreciate about Manuel, is the quality of work that his team puts out. It's not, let's just throw a Band-Aid on it or a quick fix and we'll worry about that tomorrow or next year, next month. We're going to fix it. We're going to fix it right. And I think that carries through to his cleaning and processing of the seed too. He's not going to put something in a bag unless it's clean enough. And so it really kind of has extended the time that it takes to clean seed, because the standard now is higher. And so, and he feels, I think, the pressure to make sure that what's in the bag is an accurate reflection of what the farm produced, and then the quality of service our customers are getting from the sales staff too. And so, it's not about each one of these departments doing a phenomenal job as individuals. It's about all these different departments truly feeling accountable to one another. And, that's something that I think we've got today. And I feel accountable to everybody on the team to make sure that the decisions I'm making on a daily basis positions the organization to be more successful tomorrow. And I feel like everybody here feels accountable to each other and the goals and the mission of the organization. So I'm really proud of that.
Sure. Yeah.
And that couldn't have happened without the right team, good people. And so I give the team credit for all of that.
Yeah. So, we've heard from Nick, we've heard from you about the family-run business a little bit. I want to expand on that a little bit. So from the outside looking in, we all have our perspective of a family-run business and maybe some challenges and some of the great benefits that brings. Give us a little bit of the inside knowledge about that family business and some of the dynamics. And there's other reasons for this explanation too, because y'all done a phenomenal job as a family, passing on that family business. And that's some of the folks we work with in the ag industry, these producers. That's a nut that's hard to crack for a lot of people. And so share a little bit of how y'all been able to be successful in that.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of things in a family business, attributes that are either probably both challenges at times, but then also positives. One of the things that come to mind really quick is just agility. We don't have a big board of directors that we've got to go convince at some point that we need to produce this new species, because we don't always start production knowing that there's a market out there and the return on investment. We just know that we feel like it's a good idea, it's got a place, and it's worth the risk to bring something new to market. And so that agility is really is probably one of the greatest attributes of a family-run business. I feel like, the other thing is we come back around to our team. And, without our team, nothing's possible. And so to not always be so focused on ROI and sales dollars that we realize that, everybody in their life's got stuff going on. I've got stuff in my life going on that I'm not going to miss one of my kids doing something, to be here to answer that phone if something happens. I know that there's a team out there to step up and when I'm gone, to pick that up and do that. And I want to do that for them. And I want the team to be able to do that for them, because I don't want them to miss what's important in their life, to answer the phone. So, not that if you're a customer, we don't want to be here to answer the phone if you're calling, but we're going to make sure that, that there's a good work-life balance. And, I think that helps us attract people.
Sure, great. Yes, agreed. We've talked a lot about the evolution of the business. So can you specifically talk about maybe the evolution of our production and what that's done for the company, and how it's positioned us for the future?
Yeah. I feel like we've spent the last 10 years probably investing a lot on the production side of it, because you can have the market, you can sell the seed, but if you don't have the seed to sell, there's nothing to sell. And so we've really invested heavily on the production side of it. We've moved most of our large scale production northeast of Amarillo in an effort to ensure that we have a sustainable long-term solution for seed going forward. And so that's been huge, and it's all coming online now in the last couple of years and going forward. And so we're going to be able to provide a lot more seed to the market than what we have over the last 10 years. And so it's not only about quantity, it's also about diversity. And so as we're moving major acre production up north, we are able to focus more on smaller production fields in Milshu that add value to these blends that we've never really had the ability or the space to accommodate before. And so, we've got, 40, 50, 60 different 1 acre fields today. And 10 years ago, I would have called me crazy if I would have known that we were going to take that on in the next 10 years. There's no way that that's happening. But really, the value that provides, being able to do a little contract production with some NGOs and nonprofits, if they've got a set of genetics that they're really proud of and that they want reproduced, we can do that for them. And so all those things are now possible with our expanded production, with our team. And I'm really proud of where we're headed. And I hate to think what 10 years from now, what that's going to look like, because if I'd have called me crazy 10 years ago, I'd have been insane probably to think about what we're going to do 10 years from now. But it'll be really cool to continue to develop that out and continue to bring value to the market.
Yeah, there has been a lot of evolution in the production and what we're able to provide to the market. There's been a lot of evolution of the way we're handling and processing these products, these different varieties, these different seeds. Did it take an evolution in staffing to get to that point? And talk a little bit about maybe how evolution of each one of those different parts of the company has allowed us to produce it, clean it, sell it, and then get it out the door.
Without the ability to produce it, there's nothing to sell. And so having Jeff and his production team in place that can handle those on a day-to-day level, having the equipment, that's something we really hadn't talked about a whole lot, but we've over the last 10 years acquired a lot of different equipment so that we can handle these smaller production fields. So there was a very large capital investment in equipment, and the cleaning plant's the same. Running 1,000 pounds or 100 pounds is a lot different than running 50,000 pounds. And so there's been investment there as well in equipment to handle these smaller lots, and in the team, because now it's not one line running, cleaning one thing all the time. We've got 4 lines going every day and cleaning something different. So now you have people bouncing around trying to make sure that, is this ready to bag? Do we need to clean it again? And so that's really elevated what we're trying to do on the processing side of it. And then at the end of the line, if you can't sell it and market it and explain the value of diversity to the end user, there's no sense in having it. And so the staff helping these landowners, contractors, government agencies develop a seed spec that meets their goals is ultimately where all that hard work pays off at the end.
Talk to me a little bit about what it means to you to be able to come into the office every day and work alongside your dad, work alongside your brother, and to build on, what your grandfather started and the legacy that he started and your family's able to continue.
Yeah. It feels good. It comes with its own set of challenges, I think, every day. But, just knowing that every challenge that we hit today, somebody before me's had that challenge or a similar challenge. And it's just like, okay, let's break this down. Let's figure out how to solve it, and let's move on. That's really pretty encouraging to me to know that a lot of these problems have been dealt with before. And then, the other thing about doing it with family is we may disagree on a solution, but at the end of the day, there is zero doubt in anybody's mind that we're all shooting for the same goal. It's just different ways to get there. And so it really allows you to take a step back and say, hey, I know you're looking at this a little different. Why don't you kind of better explain what you mean by that, or how you think we could get there and the impact that's going to make. But to be able to do that with them and my granddad for a little while certainly meant a lot. It means a lot to me every day. Everybody's got their own strengths, and so being able to leverage those strengths for the benefit of the organization is huge.
What excites you most about the future of Bamert Seed Company and maybe the native seed industry as a whole?
Man, the thing that excites me the most about Bamert Seed Company is the fact that I think over the last 10 years, or really much longer than that, we've been making investments for the future. And it seems like all the puzzle pieces have come together in a way that they have not ever before. And so we're really ready and to take advantage of what the market has to offer for us going forward. We've got the production capabilities, the processing capabilities, and the team to ultimately get that product to market. And so, we're here to take advantage of whatever opportunities are thrown in front of us. I don't feel like there's any limitation now to what we can accomplish.
Yeah. So speaking of those opportunities, look in your crystal ball a little bit and tell us what excites you or what you see coming down the pipe from the native seed industry.
I think just like in talking to Nick earlier, in 1981, they were talking a little bit about diversity. And, we think this is some new novel concept that they came up with in 2018 or something. And it's not. They've been talking about it a long time. And we do have more diversity in 2000 than we did in 1981. And we've got more diversity in 2020 than we did in 2000. And so I think that mindset and that philosophy is not going to change. And so it seems like to me that really kind of separates the market into those that can provide the diversity to those projects, landowners and project managers. That's a lot of value that you're adding in that bag for those customers. And so as time goes on, I just feel like that's going to continue to be more and more important, and we're going to need to continue to lean more and more on our production facilities. And so that, that really gets me excited, because ultimately at the end of the day, that ensures that we're getting better material on the ground where it needs to be to meet the goals of that customer. And so at the end of the day, if we can help advance the success of our customer, that's worth the effort to get there.